Hello, everyone. I am Amy Wallace. I'm Excelsior Classes, Write Your Novel, Foundations of Composition, and Language Arts 2 instructor. And I'm going to talk to you guys today about something that I am pretty passionate about. I love writing, and I love finding tools that help keep writing fun. So I'm going to talk to you today about writing journals, which in teacher speak or in novelist speak, I suppose you could call it a transformative tool. The reality is, you've probably heard the expression, if you've been around English teachers or probably your parents, if you've been around any novel writers, you've definitely heard this advice that says you should write every day. It's great advice. But for me, as a published novelist and a full-time homeschool mom, I barely had time to sleep, let alone write every day. Now, the reality is, as a homeschool mom, I was talking about writing every day. I was editing every day. I was marketing another book while I was editing another one and working on ideas for another one. So I was always around words. Words have been my life for many, many, many years. But the reality is this pressure, if you will, of write every day, it felt exhausting. It felt like I couldn't even begin to put down words that made sense, and not even that just made sense, but the idea that it could be fun. When work becomes a responsibility, which many of you know, writing essays or writing different things that we are, we have to write, it's not always fun. But my heart, I love words so much that I couldn't bear to have writing not be fun. So I found this tool that really transformed the have to into a I get to. It built my writing muscles at the same time that it wasn't exhausting. It was something I enjoyed. And so that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. I didn't, even in the midst of publishing books, I did not write in my novels every day. However, I did learn to write every day and have fun and keep it fun. And the way that I did that was by starting to write in writing journals. Now, here's one of the cool things about writing journals. They can be whatever you want them to be. Whatever format, whatever style, whatever medium, whatever cost. I'm going to show you some examples. I have a number of writing journals, from beautiful gift leather-bound journals. I have one from my publisher that has a pen with it, which is kind of cool, so I always have something to write with. I have one that a friend gave me that says write, so that was inspiring. And I also have other journals. I love scripture journals, so I like having scripture verses on the pages. But this is not leather bound. It's a less expensive one. And then here's another one, bright and flowery. I also have written in, well, and I write every day in a spiral bound college 5 subject notebook. That isn't as pretty to show you, so I'm not going to show you that. But this is my first writing journal. This is a teeny tiny memo notebook. This is what I started with. And it's very taped and very beat up. This is a new looking one, so you can start crisp and new with that. But here's the reality. You get to choose. If you want to write in a book, in a writing journal like the one in the picture with charms and locks, and it can, again, it can be as simple, as complex, as inexpensive, as expensive, as beautiful, as simple as you want it to be. The one thing I would give you as a guideline, choose something that inspires you. Something that when you look at it, you think, I want to write in that. Now, once you've chosen the journal that you would like to write in to be your first writing journal, the next choice you get is you get to choose what you write about. This is not an assignment. This is not a have to. This is a get to. So you can do what I did, and starting out, I would write character names. I'm fascinated with names. I researched, before my daughters were born, I researched their middle names, their first names, their middle names. I researched what those names meant, and I wrote all that information in their baby books. And I did the same thing when I started creating characters. I would play around with combinations of words and meanings of words. And that's how I started my writing journal. It was fun. I included some of the meanings in those. Doesn't mean I'll use all of those, doesn't mean, and here's the other thing about writing journals. Just because you write it in there doesn't mean you necessarily have to put it in a book or in a story. Writing journals are for you to express ideas, whatever you want to write about. Keep it fun. So I just want to give you some ideas of things that I've added to my writing journals. I write observations. I've kept observation journals, but they're really just observation journals or just writing journals. I have kept notes about things that I've eaten, how that tasted, things I've touched, things that were unusual, like a spiny fish or a soft blanket. I've written some of those descriptions down, things I've seen, things I've heard, things I've smelled, things that I wanted to remember, things that stood out to me. And I just wrote those notes down. I also keep a journal. This is kind of funny. I've kept writing journals of the books I've read. I write down the title, I write down the author, I write down what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. I do the same thing with movies. So I can go back and go, oh yeah, I did watch that. Oh, I liked that. Or no, I didn't like that. I have prayer request writing journals. I have dream journals. I have mostly what I do, let me finish that thought. I have stream of consciousness journals. That's where I download my day. So I just pull out my spiral bound notebook and I just write. It starts usually with a prayer. It includes, some days it might be what I ate if we made something fancy or fun. It includes prayers. It includes just things that I want to remember. Again, it's not a have to, I get to, and I actually enjoy writing. It kind of feels like I'm downloading, so it's not all up here anymore. Now I can see it on paper. I also write stream of consciousness to work out things maybe I don't understand or that I'm wrestling with. So your writing journal can be that as well. I have a thankful journal. I write down things I'm thankful for, from big, amazing blessings and gifts to little everyday things like the flowers that are blooming in my backyard. I write down blessings. I write down story ideas. I write down quotes that inspire. Now, this is not an exhaustive list, but it's something I wanted to get you started with to inspire you. So instead of just sitting there saying, what should I write about? You've got some ideas to go from. But here's again, the reality. Writing journals are fun. They're your choice. They're about what you love. As beautiful, as simple, as complex, as whatever comes to mind is what you can put in your writing journal. You can have 500 writing journals if you want to. You can have one that everything goes in. But here's the thing that I really want you to grab hold of. There's a gift in starting this journey of using writing journals. When you write for fun and you write down the things that you experience, the things that you think about, it's actually teaching you to observe. And observation is a gift that you give yourself and that you give your readers, that really you give everyone you talk to. Because the more you train yourself to observe and to write down those observations, the stronger you're growing those muscles of communication. The more articulate you will become, and the better you'll see, the better you'll notice the world around you, both the outside world and your inside world. And that's a gift, to be able to understand and process those things and to write them down. Also, when you're writing your dreams and your prayer requests, ideas for stories, writing, the act of writing and having fun while you're doing it, because you're writing about things you love, it teaches you how to express yourself. It teaches you how to communicate. And that's beautiful. And here's the reality too, that when you're writing for fun in whatever type of writing journal you choose to write in, you're capturing your world. You're actually capturing your history. You're capturing your life, and you're learning what your voice is, your style, who you are, and how you express yourself. And you're also strengthening those descriptive writing muscles and those emotive writing muscles. You are improving your ability to communicate, both verbally and written. And that is powerful. And when it's fun, when it's no grades, no have to, the choices are yours. Then it becomes something that I hope and pray you will look forward to being a part of. So once again, to kind of sum it up, writing journals are a tool that can transform your thinking about writing. It shouldn't, it doesn't have to be that have to. You have to do it perfectly. You have to do it every day. It begins to be when you get to choose the beautiful journal that you write in, when you get to choose what you write about, and you get to make those choices about how much or how little and how you express yourself. Those choices that you make, they're as limitless as your imagination. And I hope and pray that they'll inspire you to keep writing, to keep communicating, and to keep growing. And I want to close with one of my favorite Dr. Seuss books. It's Oh, the Places You'll Go. Dr. Seuss starts this way. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. And then he ends this way. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So get on your way. And that is my challenge to you. Pick up a writing journal today. Make some choices. Enjoy a writing adventure. Happy writing.